Hey, yo, what's going on? Happy, yeah, well, hi, hello, happy Tuesday. Yeah, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. Yeah, man. Let's see what type of day we have today. But yeah, I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I hope you're keeping well. And we got stopped out yesterday via Trump tweet, so that was exciting. There's one fly in this room that's bothering me, so guess that's how we're gonna start the stream, huh? But I already marked out yesterday's levels. I did that earlier this morning off stream. So we have our previous day levels already set. I'm just gonna mark our overnight values now. And yeah, we have 3.5 minutes until the open, so should be yeah, it should be fine. I mean, our weekly levels obviously haven't changed, so we don't have to tinker with those. Yeah, so we obviously don't have to tinker with those, but this is what our overnight did. Well, it looks like this is what it's gonna look like today. Laptop feels uneven, like it's resting on uneven ground. Hmm. Swatting flies and making profits. Yeah, so let's just have a quick glance at our okay, well, this was yesterday's daily report. Monday, it's in August. Still an A grade trade because we followed the process, right? But drawdown. So the drawdown, we're left with 417. So yeah, I already went through that. There wasn't much that I had to change regarding that, but pre-session decision tool, of course. Now today's a Tuesday, so we don't have any data for opening above value, and yeah, we'll just wait and see whether we close outside of that overnight value area high or not. But I mean, if we look at the composite whilst that's developing, we did. It was really an inside day. We did still make a high, right? That's where we reversed from. That's 797, which is what we're going to go test and challenge now. So the previous week value area high. Excuse me. Previous value area high could be in play, right? 813. Let's drag this closer. What's the day today? Yeah, it is the 11th. Do the same thing here. Just so when we, this is just so when I, just so when I switch to a 1 minute, I don't lose the values, right? So it's the only reason why I'm switching this up. Found a workaround. do the same thing here. But yeah, that's officially the open. So we'll have a look at it in just a little bit. Sharp drop down though. Is it a sharp drop down, or am I making things up in my head? 1420. All right, let's switch back to the 1 minute. Yeah, so overnight value area high doesn't change. Overnight point of control is at 788. Overnight value area high 794. Overnight value area low at triple sevens. This is our previous day point of control. Maybe we should do the same thing, right? Have a dotted line situation for all of our value area highs and lows. That way, just like when I look at it at a glance, I can just tell, right? Yeah, so value area low, point of control, previous day value area high. Point of control at 75, 75. So as per usual, let's, what do I want to do? Switch to a custom. Basically, switching to the custom is switching to RTH. And then, yeah, and let's put our value levels like so. Well, not the value levels themselves. I mean, the, you know what I'm trying to say. The labels. Previous week value area low down here. Previous week point of control. That's going to be a problem. But yeah, traded right back into previous day value. So we could have another inside day. Not entirely married to it, but yeah. Unmitigated point of control down here. That's what we're looking at. The previous day point of control at 76. So it could be our, it could be where we enter longs, could consider 76 longs. Give it some time, maybe. Yeah, but I mean, that's not a bad stop. And yesterday's low could be where we put our stop. Yeah. So let's look at it again. Tuesday, so overnight inside value, that's where we opened. Yeah, so overnight point of control, longs, shorts. Well, previous day point of control, longs, Dalton shorts. I think that's already kind of playing out. No overnight value trades. It actually got flagged in my report. Did mention here. Yeah. F2 overnight value area high. Add before alarm average stop. Previous view point of control. Second entry at as priced. Intended average stop move to previous view point of control to account for the combined position. Both fields placed before 10:15 alarm. So it was flagged because of that stat. So, set the alarm. Alarm set. What do I want? Yeah, there we go. So let's, yeah, I slept right. the night before. Yeah. Check, check, name the setup. Kind of did. Check, name the stop level. Already did. Name the target. Yeah. I guess it just depends, right? It just depends on what type of entry we get. So we keep this at 50 and just filter for size. We are starting to see weakness. Can't imagine around about the overnight value area high. But here's our point of control. Do we hold? Looks like we are going to do that. Yeah, delta's pretty negative as well. Yeah, so that point of control is being touched now. So let's wait and see. Ugh. I am a little tired though. Uh, I have to take 2 sleeps. Yeah, I guess 64 would be the stop. PVC point of control again could be a stop. Yeah, let's go with 2 contracts today. I think we'll add a buy limit at the point of control. Uh, yeah, it is pretty early though. It's 15:38. Do you think that could be valid? Okay, so we're filled on that. Do we try previous week value area high again? Or do we keep it? I mean, I think we can get it. It is in play. Previous day point of control. Yeah. So that is in the playbook. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, also it's kind of trading against Delta, but playbook's the playbook. Playbook's the playbook. Gotta trust the data. Back inside overnight value. For sure, you know what, like honestly, safe bet would be to get out here at overnight value area high. If we can't make that rotation, um, does mean breaking up above. It doesn't mean breaking above the VWAP first. So gotta be vigilant. And that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no ads. I think 16:15 we get out then. And yeah. If we add at the overnight point of control, then I'm saying if we add one more here, we would have to close this position. We would have to, yeah, we'd have to put our stops maybe at the previous day value area high. So I think what I'll wait for instead is I'll wait for the break and I'll wait to see the break, and then after the break, then I'll be okay with maybe, you know, getting in with a buy limit. They give me some, yeah. I think that would be the best way to handle that. Our average position obviously would shift, but okay, so let's just take this off for now. The logic being, yeah, look, the logic basically being an entry at overnight point of control is basically, um, sorry, brain, my brain is switched off. An entry at overnight point of control would be outside of value, right? So for us to get here, we have to break outside of previous day value. And if we can break outside of previous day value, then, then we might be in price discovery towards the upside. So that's why we could enter here at the previous day value area high, but I don't have numbers for that. I don't have data for that. So yeah, just have overnight point of control, overnight value area high shorts, previous day point of control longs, IBs, Dalton rules. I guess that's my previous day value area high via Dalton trades. So let's see. It's not, you know, not entirely there yet. Mm. Yeah, 796 also is still present and could be a problem. Okay, accumulated at 780. Our window's officially open, by the way, so let's see if we jump the gun. Did we jump the gun? Oh, damn. It's pretty advantageous to us right now that previous day point of control and value area low and this value area low are like so close because you know it allows for our stop to be outside of the things that are potential targets. I mean, this is a target, but placing our stop here is asking to blow the account. So will we do that? No. Sellers are loading though. 80 at 74.75. Okay, that's your previous day value area low. This is your previous weak point of control. So same thing applies, as the scenario to the top. Either we break out and we start doing price discovery lower, or this holds a support and then we go to the other side. You could also consider this as a break of overnight value area low. Right, came back, didn't test overnight point of control, broke outside of overnight value area low. Yeah, big seller intent again, 73.50, 62 at 73.50. Yeah, Delta is heavily negative. Looking at the negative 6,000s. See your previous day point of control retest. Was there like any news events? Financial juice. Home sales. Guess in the next 10 minutes. So yeah, so here we go. So retest of overnight value area high could be pretty indicative of what the market really wants to do. Yeah, break low overnight value, retest. So this will be a decision point, previous viewpoint of control. If we accept below that, then I guess we'll have to manually close out. Right? I did also want to see if I could add ATR. $3.3. Okay. ATR is the average true range. Um, it's the average range in price of a set number of candles. Mine is set to 14 periods. So it takes the last 14 candles and then it finds the average of those. So the ATR right now is set 3.2. So 3.2 by, let's call it 2, 6-point stop. It's really what our stop should be. It could be from just where our entry is. That's how you could use it. And yeah, here's your retest of overnight value area low. ATR is 3.3. Okay. I don't need to look at that right now. Quite the heavily shaped B profile right now. A lot of the flies, eh? What a mad place. What's crazy is that in winter it's flies, in summer it's mosquitoes. Why people came here and they were like, yeah, this is where we want to settle. We want all of it. Give me a piece of that. Crazy ass people. Respect though for their cavalier like spirit. In between points of control right now. between points of control, what I mean is previous day point of control, developing volume profile point of control. Yeah. Here's the retest of overnight value again. So it's either we make it back inside overnight value, or this is several, well, not several, but we had one rejection already. But if we can close back inside value, then I would be a little more confident for a break of previous day value area high. And then we could really think about adding at 788, just depending on the time. I think we have like 15 minutes or whatever. Really need to just get in the habit of taking profits inside our little time capsule, right? And then reconsidering what to do thereafter. Yeah, so pretty strong level at the previous day value area low. If you into that, if you into that type of thing. I will say though, I never know when anyone's in the chat. So if you are in chat, if you're watching the live stream, drop me a what do they call it? Give me a message so that I know. Yeah. My camera was going off. La di da da. La di da di da. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it could be worth the attempt. Could be worth the attempt. I'm saying like adding at the overnight point of control. Could be worth the shot. But it would have to be a clean break. Clean, but yes, clean. It would have to be a break above breakthrough overnight point of control, and then we get in with the buy limit. I think that would be the best way to do that. Instead of trying to get it with a buy stop. I won't split the TPO just yet. We'll wait for a little bit. Maybe on like C prints or something, we'll split it then. And okay, here's your previous day value area high. Let's get trade mode ready. So you don't only have a clean break of previous day value area high either. Shit. And yeah, big solid buy attempts, big buy effort at 83. Right. Yeah. So 83. Really, I guess you could consider this. This does look like one order. Just look at how far apart they are, right? Microseconds apart. So does look like someone who's clustering in their orders at different prices. 82, 25, 50, 75, 83. So they got in between 82 and 83. Yeah, 84.50. So wait, I mean, there could be a retest of value area high. Yeah, at 82.75. Could be some form of an attempt to come and retest this. But yeah, 69, 83.50, 60 there. Let's just be a little patient with it. Why is it 85? Whoa. Yeah, still inside this, still inside yesterday's value. There's no clean break. Shin itself is a Dalton trader of its own, right? Previous day value area low, its previous day value area high. A full rotation of value. Retest the value area high, as I said, could happen. Look at the delta. Lots of styling aggression. No real reward, though. Not yet, at least. Whose side are you on? 114 accumulated at 84. And that happened just now. $58, $82.75, $82s. Again, this looks like one order, doesn't it? Yeah, I do worry about this 794. Mm, I am slightly concerned about the 794. Just concerned in the sense of that's where we somewhat stalled yesterday, right? We stalled at like 797. That was the high. That was previous day high, 797. Uh, and today this was our overnight value area high, so not entirely sold on the prospect of revisiting that level. You know, 'cause it is protecting 800s, but man, you gotta risk it for the biscuit. Bit of an overlap here. Value area high, developing value area high, and previous day value area high. So, yeah. Our fair value is today's discount. Yesterday's fair value is today's discount. So previous day point of control, overlapping the developing volume profile value area low. $56 at 83. Yeah, this is kind of trying to be it's trying to act as a very strong support level. And we are somewhat D-shaped again, so makes sense for us to rotate, perfect overlap now. Value area low and our overnight point of and our previous day point of control. Perfect overlap right there. 2.5 minutes till our alarm. And yeah, 8250, 106 accumulated there. So here at this level, lots of sell orders accumulated at this level. 30 seconds till our alarm. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we can't add until initial balance, until post initial balance. So if it sucks, because even if we do get a break now, It would hurt us in the long run if it doesn't work out. And we also might need to consider a smaller target, so overnight value area high. I mean, if we have a breakout day, we have a breakout day. There's nothing much I could do about that. But yeah, we still could play initial balance trade after if there's something that is clear and obvious. Just checking if I look as ridiculous as I think I do when I'm swatting these flash. Yeah, so look, no, no entries until initial balance, just all the way up here. So and down here. So pretty interesting one. Initial balance low being just yeah, being just below previous day value area. Low. Point of control has shifted though, so should start getting into the rhythm of exiting these trades when these things happen. And I'm in this mini balance where I would like to see something play out, but I do have enough evidence for me to know that this is causality for us to shift lower, you know. I guess I'll hold for the exception, which is in itself dangerous and not the smartest thing to do. You know what I mean? Let's open up our TPO and see what's going on here. Yeah, 100% is at value area high. A previous week value area high. 100% being the 100% of initial balance, that is. Pretty clean rejections as well of the value area high. A previous day value area high, huh? 3.5 minutes almost till initial balance is set. What does this look like? Is this like an inside, oops, an inside day? Yep, very much so. Completely inside yesterday's value. So, hmm, let's target the high. Let's target yesterday's high. Is are highlighted. So the boxes where the volume profiles are contained in, some point of control again. Point of control, TPOC. Massive overlap. Do we get the break? Yes or no? Find out on this episode of Making My Way Downtown. I don't know either, bro. It's been a long day. And the wind is going crazy outside. All I'm worried about is I'm worried about my chickens. Okay, so that's initial balance set. Yeah. Again, held the trade into initial balance. Massive sales at 85. 84.25, 85, 85.25. That cluster selling at 83. $81.25. We do have a pretty compressed volume profile now, just in the sense of Value area high is over here. Value area low is here. Value area low is up just above overnight value area low. So somewhat of an agreement here, as to between the participants of the earlier auction, which is the overnight auction, Globex auction, right? As to what discount is. So discount is here. If it is determined that this is expensive, then we will fall lower. So again, just kind of a thing where even if we do break below this value area, low, we still want to we would want to see us come back inside value. Is there a news event? Fear and greed index. Greed. Hey, the homies are greedy. The US, why is Donald Trump speaking, bro? We control Iran's money and have complete control over it. 1618. Well, at least we didn't react to that news. US has no shortage of missile munitions. We know this. We can hit Iran very hard. Is this man still talking? Because if he is, I don't like it when Donald Trump has the mic. Yeah, look, we could still target. I guess we could still put our target all the way up here, and then we just have to drag our stop. Yeah, we just have to cover. We just have to cover here at 797. So, yeah, let's make a mental note of that. This profile's not split either. This is just how perfectly D-shaped this day has been so far. So even if I split it, you can see we don't have any prints above. No prints above. Well, never mind. Yeah. No prints above the A's, no prints above the B's yet, or below. Not yet. So super compressed. A bit of a double distribution. A little bit of, there's more volume here than we have right at the top. So there's no real except volume here, right, from the 787s. But that is also where we opened here at 792 and then we flushed down. So that was pretty quick. That's why we don't have a cluster of volume. We don't have these volume peaks here. Because right at the open, we just tanked. This could break. It's been several attempts already. Could see a break. That is also just how I'm leaning. So kind of looking at this through rose quartz colored glasses. You could also argue the same thing with the view app, yeah? Retest, 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 retest. You could argue that this could break too, based off my, I'm just presenting a counter argument for the downside. Super exciting day. Yeah, look at that. 119 at 83. No real movement. So yeah. Do need to be quicker when we see these things, yeah? Yeah, some intent now. Some intent from the sellers. Finally, our first prints below the Bs. CBD still picked up though, regardless of that, of this down move. Again, I mean, look at that. I think this was more like buyer exhaustion than anything else because comparing it, this big delta, I mean, this big sell candle, if you look on the delta, so if you look over here, cumulative delta, aggressive selling, but look at the size of the delta there, not massive. Okay, buyers finally stepping in. Took y'all a minute, literally and figuratively speaking. Wow. It does feel a little different when there's no music playing, and I guess the high tempo drum and bass just kind of makes you feel like, oh, you gotta do something now. You gotta, you know, yeah. If you want entertainment, this is not the right channel for you, unfortunately, my friend. Only an hour 20. Selling. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Accumulated orders at 79.50 are increasing. At least look, our point of control has shifted lower now. So, um, as per what we normally expect, as to what we would expect when the point of control shifts lower, for us to go to the other side of value, right? So, as we saw when the point of control was over here, then, you know, we shifted lower, which is this move from roundabout here. So now our point of control is here. And our point of control shifted lower. So I don't know why. Just something I've observed. It's 375. Damn, that dog going crazy. When the control shifted higher again. Might not matter that much. 85s. So just watch the CVD for 85s. Yeah, 85.50 to 85.75. Okay, 85.25. Nothing yet there. $85, sorry, 72 at 85. Two fives. 213 accumulated there though. At 85. No remontada, my bros? Remontada, come on. $84.75. That's a little encouraging. $84.50, $84.75. Same cluster. Hey. CSL order after this, then yeah. 84.75 is the trigger. Late. Knew we were gonna turn once I saw this. $150, $125, $75, $50. There you go, $81.75. Did the same thing as our 475s, yeah. So $350s, $450s, $450, $425. Come on, give us a clean $85.50. Lots of letting go of the 475s by the sellers. Come on, boys. 84.50. 113 accumulated at 84.50 cc. 84, this 84.85 area, massive area, massive level. 85.25. Have we done? No, we hadn't. 85.50. Allez, let's go. 86 is Come on, don't let go of it now. That's better. 85.50s, 108, 109, right? So big sell order came in, another, followed by another sell order, but this one didn't actually tick down. Sorry. Uh, hmm. So much for it didn't tick down. 87.50. That's our 87. No weak highs. Come on, surely this time around. Breaking 86.25. Ugh. Mm. Well, get out the way like that. $50. Yeah, lots of hitting that 450, but not really moving the market. These all the same order. Yeah. 25, no, 75.50. Yeah, these are all the same orders. Someone is either getting out or really trying to force it down. So let's watch that. Um, just assuming it's the same. Why I'm saying it's the same person is because look, these are separated by literally my so 1650, 649, or 42, and then the next three of all 43s, right? And they're all um, at different prices. So uh, that's an aggressive sell order that's being put in. As to the intent of this, as to whether this is to get out, I hope it is to get out, because if it's to get out, then we have a little less cluster of sellers here. So it could be people who bought here who were selling out of their positions and who were scaling, who were selling out of their positions and selling out, scaling out. So think from what, 80, 83.25. Yeah, so they'd have got out 83.25, got out at 83, got out at 82.75, and then finally got out at 82.50. Yeah, 82.50, something like that. Just I can't say for sure. Here we go. D prints in 45 seconds. Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. So there goes the money. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, maybe we see a test of a retest of value area low, other retest or breakout, you know, break below, retest of value area low, continuation lower. But then it would also have to do the same thing at overnight value area low. Just break through overnight value area low, come back, retest. Kind of like the situation we had here. We had an earlier attempt at a retest. It failed to break towards value area low. So our stop isn't anywhere in this area, to be honest. So should still be fine for now. Of course, more interested in the breaks above. More interested in the breaks above. We could go sideways for the rest of the session. You know, but yeah, target is still previous week value area high. I did shift it, and initially I had it at overnight value area high. Yeah, and then I moved it to the previous day high. And I just decided to keep it all the way up there. Again, it is pretty ambitious seeing the type of day that we're having, quite the inside day. Still inside yesterday's value. So there still could be a break of either side, Still could be a break lower from 772s. We've clearly seen a failed break of the 785s. So but yeah, here's that break of value area low. We also do have magnets, right? And now magnets are initial balance low, the initial balance high, but clearly there is a strong level of resistance right here at the top. Yeah. But yeah, just wait and see. Also, I guess this isn't a case of the trade idea didn't work. I think the trade idea worked. The control, right? And had our target just been the previous day value area high, we would have been out of this trade already, right? But because because I went for something that's not completely unattainable, but it is a ways up, right? So we could also argue, oops, we could also argue that just based on the ATR, right, ATR of 2.19, that wasn't really an attainable target, right? Seeing as just the average true range of, I mean, earlier when we were around here, about ATR was like 4. I'm lying, 342. So yeah, so we did also, the momentum of the ATR did shift from here. So when we got there and retested value area high, shifted lower, touch shifted lower, and then again, still around about the same area. We've now made this move lower, and again, the ATR is still dropping, right? So, uh, you know, perhaps we see if we see this starting to pick up, if we start to see the ATR pick up from 2.3, then we'll start to see that. Okay. But again, that's going to be over the next 14 or so candles. So. Right, here we go. Initial balance low right here. So let's see what type of activity we get here. 771. So retest of initial balance and value area low. Kind of another Dalton, value area high, value area low. So could have actually played that twice. Could have played that twice. Interesting. All right. Yeah, we still at this previous day value area high, value area low level, previous viewpoint of control. So I would say if we do start trading inside, you know, between this channel, let me show you guys real quick. Between previous week point of control and previous week value area low, if we start trading inside there, yeah, then our stop is basically, uh, you know, see what we look like in the composite. Yeah, still, inside. Yesterday's still an inside day. But as I was saying, below 64 is now outside of yesterday's value. So right now we are below yesterday's value, right? This is yesterday's value area low, previous day value area low. So still could be one of them ones. Could be one of them ones where yesterday's low gets taken. My camera keeps on going off. There we go. Yeah, not as strong a level as the previous day, as the value area high, huh? Do we hide this just by a few ticks? Let's see. Is there acceptance inside? Is there acceptance below previous week point of control? How will we determine that? Well, retest on the break of these lows. That would be acceptance below previous week point of control. Hold your Porsches. Buy stepping in here at 770. Right at the previous week point of control. No, it's just about initial balance here. If you retest, it's just a move to retest and then break these lows. There's your retest of both initial balance and previous day value area low. So which one is stronger? Do we close back inside yesterday's value? Yes, we do. Back inside previous day value. Safe for now. Also, we get a retest of this value area low now. Basically, get a retest, come back to the point of control. I guess the next area level that we'd have to, kind of breaking back into them bit by bit, right? So first, previously point of control, looked below, failed, came back inside. Initial balance, well, that was kind of like the first one. Look below. Well, first one would have been your overnight value, right? Look below overnight value came all the way down. So it's not really a look below and fail because we did clear levels. And then previous day value area low, broke that, look below, failed. How do we know it failed? Because we've now come back inside value, right? Unless it's a double break, as in like break first and then come back and then break it again and take out these lows. But I would expect to see a retest of previous day value area low and we come back. Same thing with the initial balance, broke through initial balance, came back inside initial balance, retest of initial balance. This is what we're currently seeing right now. A retest of both initial balance low, previous day value area low. So now I would like to see this transition and go higher. So come and get a retest, come and get the same thing, but do the same thing up here at the developing volume profiles value area low. And then do the same thing at overnight value area low. So do have a bit of a headache now. This cold is taking me out. It's trying to take me out. Okay. I guess we would try to retest all three levels. Value area low, IB, previous week point of control. So 5 more minutes until the e-prints. Let me see if we continue this little C trend from the C's, yeah? C's, D's. Okay, well, here's your retest of the previous week point of control. Because ultimately, seeing a break of these lows would be indicative and let us know exactly what the market is trying to do. We can see what, we can see what the participants are trying to do, right? There is intent to break these lows. Which is why we're trading here. But essentially, what we're looking for really is we're looking for buyers, right? That's why we go lower in the market. When we trade low, we're looking for buyers. When we go up, we're looking for sellers. Right? So, are there sellers at the overnight point of control, at IB, at initial balance high? Is this enticing enough for people to add on? Or is it a thing of like buyers only want to step in down here or at the low or at yesterday's low? You can see those buyers who stepped in 70 at 72.5, 58 at 72.5. Yeah, close below overnight, below the previous week point of control. I would expect these lows to break. I mean, if these lows do break, then yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't rotate lower than low of day, low of yesterday. because they're saying like an acceptance below previous week point of control is basically saying last week's fair value is a premium now. So um, this is what is currently being um, evaluated, debated in the market. The advert for price. This is price is just an advert for the asset, right? So depending on the price action, then we know how the market reacted to last week's fair value. So is last week's fair value cheap today, or is it expensive today? Because if no one wants to buy here, the market's gonna have to go lower to find buyers. But if no one wants to sell anymore, then the market's gonna have to go up to find sellers. All right, so beginning of your e-prints, yeah. Let's try to get a little warmer. Give me a second. Yo, back and warm. The market is cold. Mm-mm-mm. Markets is cold though. Yeah, but I kind of called it, right? I did say we would go for low of day, yesterday's low, and we did exactly that. So, mm, previous day, not previous day, but I mean, our point of control is still up here. So, can we trade back up there? 783s. Pretty strong impulsive move, Law. This is what's uh, you know this previous week value area low is uh, could be a target, honestly. Whether there's enough momentum to get that done uh, right now, it remains a question. And that other value area low is at 61. This is Monday's value area low. So I mean, not great. Not a fantastic trading session, but not a horrible one either. Should just double check this though. Financial juice. Strait of Hormuz will not be reopened until Iran's conditions are met. Boss, get off the internet. Get off your phone. So that explains that. But I mean, besides the news event, the low of day was right there, right? And yeah, so yesterday's low was right there, and we've taken that out now. The thing is, if this man just spoke, Donald Trump's gonna tweet. So do we save that $60 or do we let the market rebalance? Because it is inevitable. Not the rebalancing. I'm just saying that Donald Trump's gonna get on his phone. That is going to happen. Either that or he's gonna have a press conference. So you know, mm, let's let it play out. Let's see. But look at our delta, boss. Our delta's in the negative, in the minus 14,000s. I'd love to see the fear greed index now. Yeah, it is a matter of just wait and see at this moment. President Trump gets on the internet, says something in response, or someone else says something in response. The market goes lower. Does it happen right now, or is the market hawkish already? Like, is there, or is the market bearish? Is this enough to scare people completely out? Yeah, I think you know what our issue is. I think our issue really is just it's a sizing thing. You know, um, it's a sizing thing and being fine with what the market has to give us, right? Because and this is, I guess, this is the difference between. Is my camera on? Okay, all right, cool. Uh, yeah, I'm saying I think our issue is an issue of sizing because during the eval, right? I'd go into all of these trades with like 5 contracts. So uh, at 250, a $250 trade would be fantastic. I'd take that and be about my day. $300 trade would be enough. I'd take that, be about my day. A $400 trade would be enough. I'd take that, I'd be about my day. $100 on the other end would be a 4 point move, and rarely would be sufficient for me to call it a day, right? But now, since I started the funded, when I got into the funded, what then happened after is I took 2 trades in the same day. And the first trade, I lost the first trade, cool. I was like $400 gone, which is a norm, right? And then I took a second trade on the same day, and then I lost 500. So my drawdown went down to 900, right? And then, then I switched to the other account, which was an eval, and then I worked it up until I lost it, you know, switched back to the funded, and then from at that stage, it was like, well, I can't lose at the same rate. I can't lose that much again, otherwise I lose the account. So from there, then I had to size down, and I sized down to 2 contracts. Now with 2 contracts, the same move, right? The same move that gets me a $400 day, that's 16 points, is $160, right? Which is barely not barely, but it's $40 below the benchmark that's required for the day for me to secure a benchmark day, right? On the funded side, you know. But I had to do that because I was deep in drawdown. And then I worked that up, and I worked that up until like 400 and something dollars. And then I did the same thing. I made the same mistake. I sized up, uh, yeah, lost another 700 or whatever it was at the time. And so we're here. And then I built it up again. And, I've taken losses on the account, relatively small though, which is why we're still which is why we're still in it in a way. But I did do what was seemingly irreparable damage right early on the funded, so that is a lesson and something that I need to hold that, of course. And it's not like I'm gonna give up now. I'm not gonna give up, and I'm not gonna full port either. But just with that knowledge and that information, when I do get to doing some more evals, like the approach is going to be the same as far as like the aggressiveness right at the beginning of the challenge, right, to get through the eval as quickly as possible. And then when I switch into the funded, like the first couple of trades have to be in this manner, and build up that buffer. And then now with that buffer now, like maybe say after 2 weeks worth of trading at like two contracts each, right? And then I can go, okay, you know what? Um, now it's time for five contracts now. Now I can go five contracts, three contracts, four contracts, you know. But then keep my stop at still do like a 1-1, but like the 1-1 is $400. If I lose, then I rotate, you know. Yeah, so that is kind of, I think that's where we're at right now, where previous day point of control to previous day value area high, pretty solid and valid trade, right? Um, could have even taken it from previous day value area low and played a full Dalton, right? But my stats are previous day point of control longs. And instead of taking that and getting out right at the previous day value area high, which would have been a what, like 15-minute trade, could have got out there and then waited that 15 minutes until the alarm, right? Waited the 15 minutes till the alarm, waited for initial balance, you know, to see how we were developing around initial balance. But this would have been a $250 trade, is what I'm saying. And the stop would have been relatively small. I mean, from here, stop would have gone at previously point of control. So 5-point stop. So risking about $125 for $250. So like a standard 2-to-1, you know. But yeah. But I can't do that right now is the problem. I can't go I can't put on full size. I am gonna need to go at 6. I do need to take care of something. So the live stream, I could keep the live stream playing just just so that there's the record of it, a complete record of it on YouTube and in the journal and in the video journal. But I will have to take care of something at 6. So yeah. Could actually do that now. And then I'll come back. Whatever it is that's happened or is happening, we'll deal with it then. All right. So it's 3 minutes past. I did say that I would get off stream at 6. So I've already taken care of what I had to go take care of. But yeah, I guess you guys will know what happened with this trade tomorrow on stream. But I need to go. So I'll catch you boys tomorrow, same time, 9:15 EST. Yeah, 9:15 EST, runabout, circa. So, all right, I'll catch you then. Yeah, peace.